Well, good evening to everyone, all the parents, friends, a warm welcome to all of you to Golden Sparrow. Today, we have a lovely guest speaker, and he will enlighten us about NIOS. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Dawood Vaid. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. And what I'll be doing, good evening once again. And thank you so much, Joyce ma'am, for quickly introducing. I'll just share the format of the program today. And hopefully, as we go ahead, we'll take more questions. We'll do interaction that way. And perhaps, yes, thank you, Kajal ma'am. Thank you, Arif sir. Probably they are parents who've already been in the journey. You're already aware of it. So rather than asking you what have we done, let's just share what can we do together. That is my idea. Probably I would love to talk more about the entire concept. I've been asking and meeting a lot of parents in regards to Golden Sparrow and what we do here. So I thought, what's the start of the journey I would love to talk about, and then we take the conversation forward. The topic, that we decided to talk about today is called the future of homeschooling. What is homeschooling as a parent? How do we start talking about it? What are the benefits of homeschooling? How do we even understand, is it valuable? Because एक बच्चा जब कोई स्कूल छोड़ के हम लेके आते हैं, हम घर पे अरसे थे, we study. Excuse me. Excuse me. The biggest challenge that we have as a parent or as an individual is the first thing that we get to know is our relatives, our families, our people around. What is the future? And I literally have heard from parents who were homeschooling their children. They're saying the neighbors, the relatives, the in-laws, they would come and say, "आप बच्चे का future क्यों खराब कर रहे हो? Why are you spoiling the future of the child?" And this is such a touchy topic because the moment you have spoken about education, everybody is an expert here. It's like the same thing I usually say when it talks about politics or municipality or civic. We all know everything except that we are not involved into it. It's like someone who flies regularly can say, "Oh, because I fly on an everyday basis, I take the morning red eye flight to Bangalore, I go to Chennai, I come back, I go to Delhi. Let me own an airline and let me start a new airline company." It is not true, isn't it? This is not how we work. जस्ट बिकॉज आप रोज फ्लाइट में जाते हैं, आपके पास बहुत एयर माइल्स कलेक्ट हो गए, इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि पायलट की जगह में बैठ के आप फ्लाई करने लगेंगे. सो ऑन दैट थिंग आई रिस्पेक्ट एंड आई ट्रस्ट द एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हो. व्हाट आर वी डूइंग इज देयर अपॉर्चुनिटी बियॉन्ड इट? इज देयर समथिंग दैट वी डन along with it or alternatively? What we will do, the flow of the event is हम ये 4 या 5 सवालों पे हम ये फोकस करेंगे. We'll end up having a lot of conversation around these questions. सबसे पहले तो, who am I and am I even qualified to speak on a topic like that? Just because you've done an MBA, you can speak on any topic. That's what we have been told. I finished my MBA from Pune, Symbiosis Institute, और हम MBA को बताया जाता है कि सेल्स हो, कि मार्केटिंग हो, कि ब्रांडिंग हो, कि इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी हो, कि रियल एस्टेट हो, आपको खड़े रह के स्पीच देनी है और हम लोग दे सकते हैं, पावर पॉइंट तो बनाना है. But what makes me honestly credible enough to even talk about a journey of a homeschooler? Number 2, homeschooling India में कितना relevant है? How are we, as in, compared to Europe or Scandinavian countries in specific, Australia, United States? ये बहुत सारा data available है. मैं कोशिश करूंगा, I'll get some data together and I'll share a small insight about homeschooling as a concept in India. After that, we'll speak about what we call the Starbucks approach. Probably in 15 minutes, आप लोग को बहुत ज़्यादा कॉफी की ज़रूरत लगेगी, so we'll get you some Starbucks virtually, and then we'll have some other options about what are the other options and possibilities for a homeschooler. And finally, I hope CSK is winning today in the IPL. If you're not following so much, I'll take you to a little journey. The personal favorite topic of mine: why is Dhoni so relevant? So धोनी से लेके हम बात करेंगे पूरी होम स्कूलिंग की. Let's quickly talk about my own journey. Well, am I qualified? I hope so. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Dr. Dawood Vaid, and I've grown up in a beautiful place called Andaman and Nicobar Island. छोटी सी जगह है, pre-tsunami, बहुत, it's still beautiful, but there are too many buildings now. And one of the things I've learned is when you live in a place like that, you look at nature, you look at coconut trees, you look at beaches. So I'm so fond of animals. And one of the goals I've done with my children is we want to visit every single national reserve in India. So some time back we had gone to the Anna Malai and Bandipur forest in Karnataka. We had gone to a beautiful place called Elephantastic in Jaipur, जहाँ आप हाथियों का कलर करते हैं. And I know Kaziranga, deep sea diving in Port Blair, or a place called Guruvanview. There are 100 temple elephants. It's awesome. I think Joyce, ma'am, you know about Guruvanview, right? There's so many elephants across. Why am I talking about it? It's a journey. जो चीज आपको अच्छी लगती है आप वो चीज में इन्वॉल्व हो जाते हो. Education has been my forte. Education has been my calling. I've done research, so I've done my MA in education. My research paper was about the idea of community schools in India. I've written a small book around it, work on SDG. Primarily, what I've seen is this main area. My real journey, was an immersion program in Moscow. I'm a patent lawyer by profession, having given USPTO exams when I was working in Dubai. And अब Moscow आज बहुत अच्छी जगह नहीं है. Ukraine is what हम लोग yellow and blue flags ज़्यादा लगाते हैं. But my work was mostly in Russia. And when I met these people, these scientists in Russia, जब इनसे मेरी बात होती थी, तो when you're talking to scientists, they're talking about patents and technology and high end work. Over a period, by the time you're in the evening, we had a very relaxed atmosphere. और शायद 2-3 वोडका के बाद हम अपनी अपनी जुबान में अपनी अपनी बातें करते हैं. If I'm with my friends around, we'll talk about cricket and movies and things like that. These scientists would start talking about education, and it would be very amazing. Okay, आपके leisure time में आप क्या बात करते हैं defines you. And in their leisure time, they speak about education. What good is being done? How are the schools shaping future scientists? And when I went back, and Shazia is here, I would talk about these journeys with my wife. At one point, I realized we were living in Dubai, and like Moscow had education centers everywhere, Dubai had these malls everywhere. And somewhere I realized whatever you prioritize will become your, will be go-to factor. Somewhere I understood that no, we are not doing something right. We are seeing a world from the lens of shopping and discounts and touring, with we becoming consumers rather than actually making creators. This is where a little journey started. ये एक सोच थी कि हमारे बच्चों को हम क्या दे रहे. Long story short, I probably decided to come back to India, work with an NGO. हमारा एक कोड था कि इंडिया का पिन कोड दीजिए, कहीं भी आप बुलाएंगे हम पहुंच जाएंगे. So literally, जो कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी कहते हैं, हम त्रिचुनापल्ली कह देंगे. Trichy is a beautiful place. There is IIM Trichy out there. Gujarat, I am from Surat, so Baroda से लेके Guwahati, we traveled length and breadth. और एक चीज एहसास हुआ कि schooling system is not giving what we need to live our life. We are doing brilliant. एक एग्जाम्पल आपको देता हूँ. हम स्कूल में जो एग्जाम्स लिखाते हैं ना, by this I do mean no disregard to school. I'm a product of a good schooling system. I'm proud of my alma mater. But हम एग्जाम्स लिखाते हैं स्कूल में. So what happens is we say don't copy, don't collaborate, don't talk to one another. लाइफ में जब आते हैं, आप बड़ी कंपनी में आ जाइए, आप TCS में ज्वाइन करने जाएंगे, इन्फोसिस ज्वाइन करेंगे, you work in some other corporate. The first thing they do is team building. वहां कहते हैं collaborate, talk to one another, make events, and then the whole education system falls apart. This is where the journey started, and this is my little family with my 3 girls. And I was very excited. I came and I told my wife, we are homeschooling our children. And she's a smart wife, Bombay wali hai. मैं बेचारा अंडमान निकोबार से आया था. She says, it's very nice for you to say that you want to homeschool. तीनों लड़की लोग को घर में रखोगे, तुम बाहर जाओगे. You will start traveling, you will start doing a meeting. Literally today I was away from morning 7 o'clock and I came back in time for the event. And I had of course had a little sleep. So where are the girls? Who are they growing up with? And I'll talk about that factor. This is when we realize it's not exactly homeschooling, it is mother schooling. All the fathers out there, hats off, your big decisions that you're going to do. But unless and until you are a farmer, आप खेत में खुद काम करते हैं, अपने बच्चों को साथ ले जाते हैं, you are not homeschooling, you are literally just talking about homeschooling, you're mother schooling your children. And that is when we realize what could be a third approach, what could be an alternate approach. Am I qualified to do that? We started this journey some 5 years back, and this is a testimonial. This is my eldest daughter. Yes, very proud Turkish Ertuğrul fan. Yes, she finished her 10th from NIOS, and probably the whole idea about it is she's learning German She wants to go to Berlin. She wants to talk about Oktoberfest. She already went to the Mahalakshmi Oktoberfest festival. She wants to go and help the earthquake victims in Turkey. The idea is the journey started 5 years back, and it ended up telling me that yes, there is a possibility. एक तरीका है होम स्कूलिंग करने का. Are we ready to follow that perspective? So this is in short छोटी सी journey थी मेरी कि yes, I'm raising 3 lovely daughters, and my journey started by quitting school. I first started to quit school. I was the academic director in Delhi Public World School. Salman Khurshid साहब की CBSE I pattern पे थे. Good school, brilliant infrastructure, but not for me. That's exactly what we're talking about. It could be a very good institution, just that it's not for you. Maldives, yeah, let's go. Sara Ali Khan is in Maldives. Disha Patni is in Maldives. Maybe it's not for me. I'm happy to go to Goa. I'm sorry, bad examples. Right? My wife is listening to me. But the point is, you are just talking about concepts. And just because one thing is good does not mean other things should be bad. ये concept है homeschooling का. If you are a parent looking for homeschooling, there are many ideas now. Today, as we talk about 21st century, हमारे पास data है, statistics है. It's a doable thing out here in India. What could the challenge be? Number one challenge is we aren't an organized sector like United States. So no, in short, आप अगर नॉर्थ अमेरिका के स्टैटिस्टिक्स को देखेंगे, and I've just put up some statistics, there are exact numbers of homeschooling families. They don't call homeschooling. No, I think my wife's cousin, he's homeschooling his children, and you get to know that there are guided events happening for them. There is an apprenticeship program. The government gives you resources. You have numbers of Canadian families, American families. Even if you look at Australia and New Zealand, it's the statistics out there. This is what we are absolutely missing. I want and encourage people to pick up these communities. There is a big community in Pune. I'll talk about Dr. Madhuri Singh, ma'am. She is doing some amazing work with her blogging, and we had a good chance to interact with it. Bangalore has a good community. Mumbai has started with some work. There is a good friend of mine, Mr. Hassan Mulani. He's doing good work in Mumra. There is a program in South Bombay. Some mothers are taking up. I met Amrita from Dadar. She and a friend, they are doing some good work. But ye unorganized, unregulated, and unrelated to each other. हम एक काम कर रहे हैं in our place and nobody else in the world knows about it. One of the aims and dreams is, can we connect to this? People, some of you are very wonderful entrepreneurs. You've created platforms. Homeschoolers need a platform. So if you look at the homeschooling community in United States, मैंने कहा 3-4 चीजें उनकी होती है. There is a guide available. Trust me, John Holt जब वो पहली बार वो concept देते unschooling का, he's taken statistics from existing data. मैं 1970s और 80s की बात कर रहा हूँ. 50 साल से कोई audits कर रहा है उनका. There are people that intervene. घर पे आते हैं, आपको चेक करते हैं अगर आपका बच्चा नेशनल लेवल, नेशनल फ्रेमवर्क में फिट होता है कि नहीं होता है. इज ही लैकिंग बिहाइंड इन रीडिंग एंड मैथ्स? देयर मेन एरियाज दे स्पीक अबाउट इज रीडिंग एंड मैथ्स. देयर इज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉल्ड पीसा, परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेशन फॉर स्टूडेंट असेसमेंट. कभी कभी बड़े बड़े नाम बोलने को अच्छा लगता है, सामने बोलता है अच्छा बहुत जानता है शायद, बट पीसा डज टेस्ट अक्रॉस टू चेक विच कंट्री इज लीडिंग इन एजुकेशन. Finland was the leader. South Korea was leading in maths. Taiwan was leading. Unfortunately, when the test was done in India, we did not score very well, and that is nothing to be made fun of or be proud of. It is a sad statistics that we have. But India is a very big country. The India of Kerala is not the India of West Bengal. The India of Gujarat is not the same India of Bhopal. हमारे पास tier 1 है, tier 3 है, हमारे पास urban area है. So it is difficult, but homeschooling in India is a difficult world in itself. So compared to Europe, compared to North America, where do we stand? As a homeschooling father, as a homeschooling parent, what is the challenges we have? So I have figured out few challenges, and during the course, in the next 10-15 minutes when you have question and answers, you can ask. सबसे पहला तो, as I said very clearly, it is not homeschooling, it is momschooling. I'm very sorry, as a father myself, you travel so much for business, for work. The end result is mother is sitting with the child and teaching the child all across. I live in Mumbai. In our 2 BHKs, we know how much stuff we have. We create rooms out of 2 BHKs. Number one, it is guest who decides the study time. अगर मेहमान आ गए आपके इसमें, ना हम तो कहते हैं अतिथि देवो भव, बट जब आते हैं तो बच्चे का पूरा शेड्यूल आउट ऑफ विंडो चला जाता है. No, we don't have an organized timetable in terms of the teaching techniques that we talk about. Number two, do we have in space for a child? It is important. What school does is school gives you space. In our apartments, in our home, do we have, एक study table और lamp रख दिया तो हमको लगता है हमने बहुत बड़ा काम कर दिया. Now, homeschoolers, I recommend you need space across, and that is one thing we lack. Trust me, tier 2, tier 3 is doing much better for homeschooling, not the urban cities. If you're living in Bangalore, I'm sorry, Arif sir, if you're living in Kolkata or Delhi, you are living among cities which are known to have high decibel noise. We're living in busy areas. Our routines are challenging. These are real challenges that homeschoolers talk about. One very important aspect is parents' preference for subjects. Let's say I love humanities. मुझे हिस्ट्री ज्योग्राफी बहुत मजा आता है. मेरी बेटियां सारे दुनिया की कैपिटल बता देंगी. My wife, let's say she is very good with maths, so they will do all the sums and they'll do the calculations, but none of us are really interested in science. वो विनेगर लेके आना, बेकिंग सोडा से वॉल्केनो बनाना, वो पाइप से एक्सपेरिमेंट बबल बनाना, ओ टेस्ट बहुत ज्यादा है. अच्छा, थोड़ा साइंस पढ़ने के लिए हमने पढ़ लिया. We never actually enjoyed these subjects. What happens? The child misses out on the subjects which parents don't like. And this is a very common phenomenon. Class 1-2 में homeschooling बहुत अच्छा लगता है. 3-4 में मैथ्स डिप होने लगते हैं. 7-8 में सडनली साइंस डिप होने लगता है. एल्जेब्रा हमको नहीं पढ़ाना है. इंग्लिश फोनेटिक्स बच्चों की अच्छी नहीं हुई. As parents, and I'm being honest, we have not qualified ourselves to teach this. And finally, these are real homeschoolers questions and challenges which I'm sharing with you. We have festivals, weddings, rituals. शायद 350 तो हमारे पास है ही, राइट? इतने फेस्टिवल्स तो हो ही जाते हैं. शादी आ गई तो 15 दिन की एक शादी तो होती है हमारे घरों में. We end up without having any routine, and this is why homeschooling is not an organized community in India. Homeschooling is not taken up like the way a United States homeschoolers community have taken up. So I said, what is the solution? Who do I talk to? So I went around, I met a lot of people, and really I want to thank these people who inspired me. Some of them don't even know I'm bringing a presentation out here. Really. So these are people I genuinely want to thank, because I have no idea how did I connect with them, but they actually inspired my journey. Madhuri ma'am, she started blogging about NIOS 5 to 7 years back. As an educator, I am embarrassed to say, जब मुझे NIS के बारे में बताया गया, मैंने कहा ये तो वीक बच्चों के लिए, ये तो स्पेशल बच्चों के लिए. I was so stereotyped, like most of all of us around here. I did not take up. I called her up few days back and I said, ma'am, I want to thank you because your blogs inspired me to take up this leap. And she's like, मैंने तो सिर्फ blog किया, मैं कुछ नहीं जानती. I said, ma'am, you did the start of it. Last year, when my daughter did not get a practical marks and I was so worried, formative and summative, I called up Jaspreet ma'am, who runs a beautiful special school in Delhi called Amrit Masonic School. And she literally went to the door of the NIS office. And I cannot thank Jaspreet ma'am enough for continuously inspiring, creating awareness, not just for homeschoolers, but for people who want to take this leap. Well, June Mendes, I put ... मुझे वो डालना चाहिए. She has no idea even I exist. I have only been reading her travel logs on Facebook. June has raised her children, and her son is now somewhere in the United States. The daughter is doing something amazing. Just as a travel family, they have homeschool. They are literally homeschool, or I can say road school the children. She's someone inspiring us. Or should I not talk about my own principal of Golden Sparrow Upschooling, Joyce ma'am? Joyce ma'am, who just celebrated a birthday yesterday. Ma'am, once again, a belated happy birthday to you. And I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but you inspire me, ma'am. Someone who could do amazing things. She chose to homeschool Austin. And this is young, bright boy. I'm sure I need to take Austin's signature, because once he becomes big, there'll be queue to take his signatures. You are brave, Joyce ma'am, and I hope, I get to hear you out about your decision, what made you do that. Ma'am, you would like to share something about how is Austin shaping up as a parent?
Yes, as a parent, I'm literally happy with the online schooling basically, along with homeschooling my child, because my husband having, a frequent change of jobs and moving here and there, different locations, it was really worrisome for me. But now I'm at ease because of, homeschooling has literally helped me a lot. And And nevertheless, to say, I would literally thank Golden Sparrow for that. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, ma'am. Kajal, ma'am, I'm so happy you're engaging. Please keep sharing your notes, your emojis, your points, because it makes a difference. And the whole idea that we are doing is, of course, I cannot do it without Noel sir and Father Adolphe and Don Bosco Seawards. They're literally the campaigners, the crusaders for this project. The idea that homeschoolers have somebody वो है ना एक कंधा मिल जाए रोने के लिए फिक्र होती है तो जाके पूछ सके. This is the idea. So these are first two aspects. Quickly, I'll run through what is the approach that I decided on. After with three kids and then all the life that we've done, moving schools from CPSE, IGCSE, one thing I've learned is we need the Starbucks approach. What's the Starbucks approach? Very simple. They call it the third space. The idea is I'm not endorsing schools. I'm not saying schools are bad. I'm saying I am not the parent who want to put my child Monday 7 o'clock, the school bus comes in, jacket पहनाओ, green, red, yellow, ठूस दो उनको, 50 बच्चे, 30 बच्चे हैं. I don't know, is this the right approach for me? For a lot of us, this is a safe approach because this is the only approach I have. So fair enough. But is there alternate? It's called the Starbucks approach. घर में मुझे नहीं पढ़ाना है for reasons I told you. फर्स्ट इज तो मेरी वाइफ दिखती अच्छी है, बहुत डरावनी है, राइट, तो मैं उसके खिलाफ नहीं जा सकता. नंबर टू, राइट, इज वी आर नॉट क्वालिफाइड इनफ टू टीच माई डॉटर सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक से साइंस, मैथ्स. Khan Academy is not going to teach if I cannot get involved. School, I'm not sure of 35 kids I want to put my child in that group where I cannot track, monitor, influence or mentor. So Starbucks is a middle ground that we've taken. And for all of us out there, can we look at our own Starbucks? A Starbucks approach is what I decided that if I don't pivot, if I don't change, I'll be like one of these companies. They are brilliant. My education system is like Nokia, BlackBerry, Compaq, Blockbuster, Kodak. They did not pivot. They did not change. And they are not the only ones. There are thousands of companies that did not change. Oh, I love Toys R Us until they shut shop. Are schools next? Are we only forcing our children to go to schools? Trust me, there are three reasons why parents go to schools. Three reasons. And as I said, I consult schools. I'm proud of schools. Not all schools. Number one reason, they don't know the alternative. नंबर टू, सब जाते हैं. रिमेंबर थ्री इडियट में माधवन कहता ना, शर्मा अंकल क्या कहेंगे? शर्मा जी के बच्चे जाते हैं तो हमारे बच्चे, वहीद जी के बच्चे भी जाएंगे, केएक्स जी के बच्चे भी जाएंगे, कुरैशी जी के बच्चे भी जाएंगे. क्यों? शर्मा जी डिसाइड करेंगे हमारे बच्चे कहां जाएंगे. नंबर थ्री, हमको डर लगता है कि बोर्ड्स के बाद क्या होगा. In the next few sessions, I will address these topics. What after the board? Which board is the right board? And that is where we are looking into. I went around the country. I spoke to a lot of educators. Request to mute himself. Yeah, thank you. I met people. I wrote a book called The Education Riddle. Please come and just collect it. I'd love to have. And I realized, इतना कुछ पढ़ने को है, इतना कुछ सीखने को है. Can I get some help from someone? And when I say some help, I realize the child needs help. If our parents are the only educators in the child's life, we're giving a very limited approach. Imagine if you and your wife or you and your spouse, you are the only two teachers. तो आप principal भी बन गए बच्चों के, आप उनके, you're the manager, you're everything. You are giving a very narrow view to a child. Can I have an array of people who can become their friends? And finally, in the last part, and now we will open floor to Q&A, is we say a hybrid model is what I'm approaching. This is something I personally have seen in pandemic. It worked very well. We say the laptop with the book. So what I decided is I will homeschool my children either in a hub school, in a localized small community. We call it the Golden Sparrow Academy, or online because my access to teachers is amazing. Trust me, I will share some of the resources and people that we talk about. This is a model that really, I believe, started working very well for parents. सुबह एक टाइम रहता है जो ऑर्गेनाइज टाइम टेबल, वी कॉल इट फ्रीडम विद फेंसेस. इतना फ्रीडम है कि बच्चे वो पढ़े जो उनको पढ़ना है, पर कभी कभी वो भी पढ़े जो उनको नहीं पढ़ना है. अगर आप बच्चों को चॉइस देंगे तो वो बोलेंगे मैम हिंदी तो नहीं पढ़ना है, सोशल स्टडीज नहीं पढ़ना है, राइटिंग भी मुझे नहीं करनी है. I met a parent, just yesterday I met a good family, someone who just came from Chennai to meet me. They said the biggest challenge we have with our daughter, she refuses to write. I said, because we did not insist on writing. And unfortunately, as advanced as we are today, आज भी हमारे boards from IB to IGCSE to state board to NIOS and CBSE, everybody insists on writing. अगर आप मेरी बात नहीं मानते तो आप अभिषेक बच्चन की 10वीं पिक्चर देख लीजिएगा. जब मैंने 10वीं देखी तो मैंने रियलाइज किया कि अभिषेक बच्चन अभी भी लिख रहे हैं. अमिताभ बच्चन ने भी बोर्ड ऐसे ही लिखा था. मैंने भी 19 जब भी मैंने बोर्ड लिखा, बहुत बूढ़ा नहीं हूं, मेरी बेटी भी अभी भी बोर्ड ऐसे लिख रही है और मुझे लगता है 20 साल में शायद ही कुछ बदलेगा. आई होप सो. बट राइटिंग इज फंडामेंटल इन आवर एजुकेशन सिस्टम. सो व्हाट वी आर सजेस्टिंग एंड व्हाट आई एक्चुअली बिलीव इन इज बोर्ड्स आर नॉट द डेस्टिनेशन. बोर्ड्स को आप एक माइलस्टोन मानिए. 10th इज अ माइलस्टोन. 10th का जो आपका ग्रेड कार्ड है वो एक स्टेप है आगे जाने के लिए. वो अल्टीमेटम रिजल्ट नहीं. इट डज नॉट डिफाइन यू. ट्रस्ट मी, अगर 10th के रिपोर्ट कार्ड्स के सिर्फ उसके बेसिस पे आपकी कुंडलियां मिला के आपकी शादियां होती तो मेरे बहुत सारे दोस्त आज शादी नहीं करते. हमारे मार्क्स बहुत अच्छे नहीं थे. माई 10th इज जस्ट अ स्टेप. कैन आई हैव चॉइस ऑफ सब्जेक्ट इन माई 10th? Can I have options in my 10th? Because the whole idea that I'm proposing to you is be brave as a homeschooling parent. Experiment, but don't experiment beyond a stage where your child comes to grade 8 and say, oh, I've not done enough with my maths and science. This is where the amalgamation of the idea is. Probably this is where I leave you with. Of course, I run an institute and there's something I would love for you to ask questions about. But this is for all homeschoolers. It could be your journey. It could be we becoming a partner in your journey. So what we realize is e-learning is real. Thanks to Unacademy, Coursera, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, adults, grown-ups, Elon Musk will welcome you if you have done a course in Unacademy. But as school people, we are a little inhibited. हमको डर लगता है. So we saying that is a real learning, not because you get help on the way. For example, one of the teachers I know for my children in the pandemic was Anubhuti ma'am, all the way from Lucknow, brilliant with the English. Or it could be somebody sitting in Goa or Pune teaching phonics to the children at a younger age. Pre-primary, grade 5, there is a teacher who's doing magnetism and electricity experiments, and all of them are virtual. You are choosing subjects and you also are saving on money. You are not traveling on school buses. The idea is, as homeschoolers, you need to be part of an organized community. Maybe one generation, one decade later, we will have so much of data that we can do it alone. My only request to most of us is don't do it alone. Become a part of the community, just a part of a community, and then start asking the right questions. For me, this was a dream. This is why I left my job in Switzerland, came back. And this was the reason I left my patent career. I said, I am very passionate about creating value. So we chose to have SDG goals. This is my visit. I think Azhar was there, my friend across in the DIDEC exhibition in Bangalore. जब मैंने SDG के boxes देखे, I was like, absolutely amazing. Let's get back to this whole idea, which is why Golden Sparrow came across, Sone ki Chidiya. Let's have this amazing mentoring system where you rely on an expert to teach your children, but you are the one guiding your children. So thank you so much, all of you. I know it's a long conversation. Probably I will open the floor to ask questions. I will take you to the Dhoni approach if you ask right questions. But yes, we are rebuilding our children. It will take one step at a time. And the first step for you is being very brave to come to this program and actually find out what can be done. So the floor. Probably I have a couple of slides to talk about the Dhoni approach, but maybe I'll leave it for the Q&A. Please, thank you for being part of it. Short sessions, but I would love to know what you think about the whole program. So, Joyce ma'am and everyone else, we open the floor. Arif sir, you would like to ask? You can go ahead. We are not formal out there.
Hi, good evening, all of you. Am I audible?
You are, sir. Good.
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to thank Brother Dawood for keeping this session. And I've been very desperate when it comes to homeschooling for the past almost 2 years now. I've been on and off with schools and in a dilemma whether I should actually go into mainstream homeschooling for my children, which is quite challenging, like Brother has said. It's not easy to do it alone. And me here in Bangalore, I've been associated with a lot of schools, and I've been trying my level best to convince them to get into some aspects of efficient education, which is not happening. Unfortunately, every mainstream school is more worried about their statistics rather than what the child is learning. So I have an open offer for Brother Dawood that Bangalore being an important city, a place where there are so many potential parents who want to get into homeschooling, but like you said, we don't have an organized community. And I'm really looking forward that if there is a protocol that can be followed and mentored, I would definitely like to take the initiative of Golden Sparrow in Bangalore, set it up, have more people join in. I welcome Golden Sparrow to come to Bangalore and to have a session over here. And parents are desperately waiting. Trust me, the awareness is spreading like wildfire. Because having said this, the deficits and the disadvantages of mainstream schooling, especially for smaller children, and the expensive fees structure, and the problems of the dark side of technology, social media, and bad company. So, homeschooling is picking up really well in Bangalore, but it doesn't have a close ended system. So, we are struggling with that. I don't have anything specific to ask. The only thing is that I am really happy that Golden Sparrow is doing a great job, and we take great inspiration from all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adit bhai. I think over the years I've known him so well and so beautiful articulated. Yes, Sparrow will fly. Don't worry, we'll take this next. But I think we need initiators like you.
Right.
The idea, as much as I love to talk about Golden Sparrow and tell about what we do, but the whole idea is building communities. Irrespective, the more people get in, the more the merrier. We need parents to take that leap of faith. We need parents to believe that this is a program that exists, and we are not following Sharma ji yet now. I'm sorry if someone's Rohit Sharma, but the idea is that that's how the cliche came in. We will create. It is unconventional, but that is what we are here for. As much as I love to, talk about setting up Golden Sparrow academies and encouraging you to join the online community or the online hub schooling, you can very well do the journey. We are not alone. You have a question on NIS, we are there. We had so many people. There was a parent, Arif bhai, who came in. His daughter had chosen wrong subjects, and suddenly they come in 3 months before, and we don't know what to do. Their NIS, as much as looks very bureaucratic, is a beautiful system. We've done the work. 5 years we're into the system. Immediately the parent got help. We transferred the center. So that is the idea. We build up and we share the learning and the resources. The more you share, probably parents like you are welcome, and hopefully we'll do a session together in Bangalore.
Inshallah. Right.
I believe the biryani is very good, so that's on you.
Yes, most welcome.
Uh, Go
Dawood
ahead.
sir, you have a question in chat box. Shall I read it for you?
Please, ma'am, please.
This is from Miss Aisha. Do any such committee exist in India? And if not, then let's create.
All right, so Ansha ma'am, thank you for asking. Yes, there are small sporadic communities. Ideally, you start searching for them. There is no dedicated community that takes this. But absolutely, you've come to the right place, Ansha ma'am. Reach out to us. Reach out to Joyce ma'am or Shazia ma'am, and we're creating a homeschoolers community. There are small efforts being spread across, but we are one of the pioneers, you can say, getting people together to ask the questions. That's the whole idea about it. So please, welcome. Golden Sparrow is one such community, and I welcome you into the Sparrow program.
Aisha ma'am, you wanted to say something? It seems you have raised your hand. Yeah, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much for such an initiative, Daud sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
My
you so
kids are
much.
already there in the Golden Hub school, like school. But sir, I would like to mention some things that I have faced as I stay in North India, Rajasthan. So, sir,
Mhm.
I had lot of pressure with I had I had conflict in my own family only regarding homeschooling. Because of that, I'm very sad to remove my both the kids from school because like I was in pandemic, it was okay. Online schools were going on everything. After that, I really decided to go homeschooling only, but I had no support at all. That's why when you came up with the idea of community, like you said, that has to be small community and something like that. So it really touched me. Okay, fine. Parents like me who really wants to do homeschooling and they are not surviving. Like you gave a good example of Sharma ji. Um, यही हो रहा है हमारे साथ में कि ओके आप डॉक्टर हो हाउ कैन यू टेक सच अ फुल
Yes, yes. I completely understand what you're saying, and coming from, you have put the right approach to it. The point being, there's so much of peer pressure for us to prove our families that this is an approach, right? One of the things, Aisha ma'am, that I really, and I'll take one more question that's come on the chat, is you are the path breakers. बचपन में एक किताब पढ़ी थी, woods are lovely, dark and deep. ये वही लोग हैं जो ये dark and deep woods में जा रहे हैं. Trust me, it's not an easy path, but because we are not established. For that matter, Aisha, and all of you out there, imagine if a child wants to drop out of an engineering college, wants to start his own thapri chai wala thing. What would you and me as parents think? We would be aghast, we would be devastated. ऐसा लगेगा पूरी मेहनत बेकार होगी. 20 साल की तरबियत, 20 साल में जो पढ़ाया बच्चों को. Today there is an MBA chai wala whose revenues are in crores, and that's not the bottom line important. He pursued a passion. Or Sandeep Maheshwari left college, or so many examples of internet influences. This is the challenge. I always see sad to see children go to conventional schooling when the parents don't want it because of the pressure. But what we need to develop now is be a part of the community. Just because your children are in conventional schooling does not mean कि आप यहाँ रह के सीख नहीं सकते. You can become an advocate, as in not the वो काले कोट वाले नहीं, advocate of this advocacy. कितने बच्चे ऐसे होंगे जो 8th 9th में, मैंने अभी लिंक्डइन में एक ब्लॉग लिखा कि बच्चा 9th में स्कूल में फेल करा देते हैं. मैं कहता सडनली 8 साल बाद बच्चा इतना खराब हो गया कि 9th में फेल हो जाता है. एंड यू शुड रीड द एंटायर ब्लॉग. School should take responsibility. It is a commercial decision, not an academic decision. और 10th में कोई फेल नहीं होता मैम. लिटरली इतना हाइप है, इतना प्रेशर है, इतना ट्यूशन है. अगर आपको पता है 33 तो आज मेरे जैसे आरिफ सर और मेरे जैसे लोग को भी आ जाएंगे. I'm sorry, I'm pulling people's leg, I know him, but the point is, this is a hype created. So I salute you, Aisha ma'am, for sticking on to Golden Sparrow, and I understand the challenge for going to convention school, but stay a part of the community. That's the whole idea. I would like to share a little, just this one slide, and the reason is when Dhoni came on scene, and I'm a big, I love the whole idea about Dhoni as a captain, Chennai Super King. I did my engineering with Chennai. People like ये कैसे विकेट कीपिंग करता है, ये तो बड़ा अनकन्वेंशनल है, इसकी बैटिंग स्टाइल अच्छी नहीं, तब तो उसे बड़े लंबे लंबे बाल थे. Today India's successful captain, right? Okay, Shanaz ma'am, yeah, just mute yourself, thank you. Today is India's most successful captain. It is your testimonial, it is your credibility that will make a difference. We need a lot of data to tell a parent that this is there. Number one, credibility comes from people. This is another thing I want to believe in, credibility. धोनी से बात कर रहा हूँ तो मैं सोच रहा, I thought I'll just, I think I'll just share one slide. Maybe it's stuck, my presentation. Just give me 1 minute. The idea was, can I still go ahead and can I talk to families, can I talk to students, can I talk to children who have taken this path, and can they become my advocates? Can they tell the world that no, these are great teachers, these are great parents, and जितने बच्चे ये होम स्कूलिंग से पास होंगे, when they go to colleges, when they will be successful in their respective system, that is when we will develop a credible system. फिर लोग अरे वो बच्चा होम स्कूल करके आईआईटी में चला गया, then home schooling is good. This is what happened. आज धोनी जैसे कितने लोग होंगे, हम लोग उसकी तारीफ करते हैं because धोनी is India's most successful cricket captain. So your credibility will come from students and the kind of teachers that teach you. So this is why I was very keen to talk about Dhoni. Is the next sea of yellow that I know is the yellow day that we had in Golden Sparrow. These are all of them are the most amazing teachers who taught for the last 3 years. They've been part of the community of homeschoolers as teachers. You can see there is the proud principal Joyce ma'am, but you can see Christina around, there's Nivedita, there's Zaira, there's so many of them. Aparna ma'am, the idea is you tell a parent that I am not taking anybody as a teacher. These are experts. They are some of the very qualified people who are teaching my children. And when teachers like them, पता नहीं ये लोग ने चेन्नई को क्यों support किया. Joyce ma'am, you will tell us why are you all supporting Chennai right now? But this was the yellow day, I believe you had a celebration. These are the testimonials. These two boys are now in Dubai's Warki Group School in GEM School. NIS में लोग ये marks लेके आते, you can see that, and now they are doing very good in an international school. There is this young girl who is in Sydenham now taking business studies after the 10th board. ये क्रेडिबिलिटी यहाँ से आई. ये टेस्टिमोनियल्स हमको बताएंगे कि नहीं, होम स्कूलर्स के पास भी एक बोर्ड है recognized by government hai, and they are doing very good after their journey with their boards. So this is what you talk about. Of course, a lot of things we do in the online schooling. हम SDG goals के बारे में बात करते हैं. यूनाइटेड नेशन के एक इवेंट में बच्चों ने पार्ट लिया. They were successful. Opportunities are very important. This is the kind of opportunities we like to give them. There are a few questions I wrote down. A lot of parents ask, but I'll first wait for you to ask questions and we'll take over. Are there some questions on the chat? Because I don't know, for some reason, can somebody help me with the chat questions if that's the case? Okay, I pulled up the chat, so let me. These are some questions. If any of these questions are your questions also, please ask me. We've got another 5 minutes probably. Teacher हूँ तो time पे खत्म करना मेरे को अच्छा लगता है. But I'll take up some of the quick questions from Shazia ma'am. This is Shazia Afreen ma'am from Rajasthan. We are in Navi Mumbai as a team, but we are virtual. हम online है, so you can go to goldensparrowhub.com or Golden Sparrow Hub on Insta and Facebook, and you can reach us. So that's the answer. Fatima ma'am, you asked a very relevant question. What about students interaction, right? ये एक बहुत आम सवाल है. इन द सेंस एज अ पेरेंट मुझे भी फिक्र होगी कि अगर मेरे बच्चे ऑनलाइन पढ़ रहे हैं तो क्या होगा उनका. Where will they interact? Ma'am, the world has changed. When we were growing up, there were only two sources for us to make friends: schools and we did not live in societies which were very big. So at that time it was all family and schools. Today my daughter makes more friends in a small chat group because she knows they are relevant to them. They are WhatsApp group only for a particular area that they're going. They are gamers group. I'm not endorsing gaming, but students know where their peers are. Schools are the least favorite. I'm not making it up. Schools are the least favorite place for students to make friends because now it is on their Barcelona football group is one friend they have. जिनके साथ शाम को फुटबॉल खेलने जाते हैं. Their life skill programs, swimming programs. So the idea is making friends has become a 21st century has changed how you make friends. They develop this friendship over small cohorts, online and offline, and they're very comfortable with that. That's the point that Fatima ma'am, very relevant question, but friendship has changed the dynamics of it. Number two, will kids sit for a very long time in front of screen? उनको मोबाइल दे दीजिए फिर आप मुझे सवाल पूछिए. आधा एक घंटा कहाँ जाएगा वो तो आपको बुरा लगेगा. 5-6 घंटे कहाँ चले जाएंगे. I understand. Today, most of the laptop screens, because you're not watching, you're talking to each other. They have a blue film, a blue chip out there. It doesn't hurt your eyes. And we have directed program. The online schooling, we did a lot of research. We follow a Scandinavian model. हफ्ते में सिर्फ 4 दिन बच्चे पढ़ते हैं. It's enough to cover the curriculum and the syllabus. और 3-3.5 घंटे वो पढ़ते हैं with breaks in them, with lot of events, lot of ideas. They look at the notes. The teachers insist that they have something to write down physically. So yes, they have a lot of real-time learning, although they are virtual. That's the whole idea. So there you are, both your questions. There was another question that popped up which says, what is NIOS? So NIOS, if you look at the screen, is National Institute of Open Schooling. जैसे CBSE है, जैसे CBSE के बारे में हम सब जानते हैं. पता चला CBSE IITians और CBSE आते हैं. CBSE का अपनी कोई बुक बाइंडिंग ग्रुप नहीं है. CBSE एक बोर्ड है जो एग्जाम लेता है, टेस्ट करता है. वही बोर्ड ने NIOS को बनाया. NCERT जो किताबें हैं वही NCERT NIOS की किताबें बनाती है. And yes, thank you so much Kajal ma'am for your question. NIOS is a government regulated program, a board for 10th and 12th. So 10वीं और 12वीं के बच्चे ये बोर्ड एग्जाम्स लिखते हैं. उनको गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से एक ट्रांसफर सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है. And as I spoke about these children, you can, हम महाराष्ट्र में है, so you go online, you fill the exam details, you fill NIOS as a board. जैसे आप स्टेट बोर्ड लिखते हैं, फॉर्म 17 लेके लिख सकते हैं. आप CBSE, IGCSE लिखते हैं. NIOS is an acceptable board across India now and across centers around the world. Tanya ma'am, NIOS or IGC, which is better for homeschoolers? My recommendation is depending on where you are. IGCSE has this private candidate, but it is an expensive option. So I personally, I understand IGCSE schools, I consult them, but I personally lean towards NIOS because it gives me the choice of at 14 years, at my choice, I can write exam. I get credit years. मैं एक साल पहले मेरे दूसरे बच्चों से एग्जाम लिखता हूँ. मैं एग्जाम को 2 पार्ट में लिख सकता हूँ. My daughter is writing her NIS 12th. She's writing her half exam this year and half exam in the year she should be in 12th. We get a lot of credit years in NIS. As a Government of India board, unlike IGCSE is an international board, I get a lot of privileges as Government India. No college, and I repeat, no college can reject you if you're an NIS student. IITs नीट के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट में बात चल रही है. NIS is as open a board as any board that you can think of. The options of study centers वो आपके करीब में practicals होते हैं, data entry subjects that are easy also and the subjects which are tough, so you plan it very well. My choice is NIS as a board. In Golden Sparrow, what we do now have you have asked a question. Till 8th we are board agnostic. तो हम ये करते हैं कि हम NIS को 9th और 10th से हम शुरू करते थे बच्चों के लिए. ये रिसोर्सेज हैं. Lot of question people ask, what are the books you give? So of course we give PDFs, we give physical books, but we insist every child should have a physical book with them. So when they study online, so let's say there would be a Shruti ma'am or a Talat ma'am coming and teaching you, we will insist that you have a book with you. And these are actual books that I'm sharing with you. We use a lot of Cambridge curriculum. I'm a big fan of Cambridge learning outcome. So हम Cambridge की curriculum grade 8 तक use करते हैं. There is an in-house book that we developed with IIT Delhi called Candle. So वो life skills के लिए और SDG के लिए हम use करते हैं. And these books are a physical resource that every child must have along with notebooks. 3-4 घंटे आप दिन में पढ़ते हैं. शाम को आपको स्पोर्ट्स जाना है, कोई पेंटिंग क्लास, कराटे, सिलंबम, म्यूजिक एकेडमी, पब्लिक स्पीकिंग, टोस्ट मास्टर्स. You are free, and this is the freedom that homeschoolers require. This is what we do. So that is where we are. Yes, there are many events and programs, English and by the way, one beautiful thing I wanted to add is there were a lot of guests coming in. So I wanted to believe that जो भी बच्चे online है, because of online है उसका फायदा उठाएं. So we had Girishma Vora. She's an expert in doodling. She came. There is a lawyer who came all the way from Dehradun on World's Law Day. We had Chai Day. We celebrated the Chai Day. One of my teachers is in Kalimpong. The world's best tea, as they say, is from Darjeeling and Kalimpong. She told them how to make these teas, the herbal and the green tea. Idea is to share. मैं गुजराती हूँ. Bear and Bull की stock market की धंधे की बात हम करेंगे. Business studies हमारे वहाँ होता है. The idea is we can create a lot of opportunities even online as a homeschooling community as a parent. So if there are some more questions, maybe we'll take a couple of more questions, and I think I'll leave to Joyce ma'am to take the program ahead, or rather wind up the program. Arif sir, go ahead if you wanted to ask.
Yeah, I just wanted to check which are the official centers or contact centers or exam centers for NIOS in Bangalore. Do you have anyone who's taking this up? I mean, in terms of helping out people on a local level in Bangalore?
Right. So Arif sir, two things happen in NIS. One is if you have an NIS program, someday I'll do an entire session only on OB, Open Basic Education, which is still grade 8. So they have exams for grade 3, grade 5 and grade 8. And trust me, this is as good a program as a Cambridge would give me. Cambridge calls it checkpoints. खाली चेक पॉइंट में आपकी चेक ज्यादा लगते हैं, 40-50 हजार लगते हैं, या ओबी में 1000-2000 में काम हो जाता है, but it's very good. OB centers aren't very functional, I'll be honest with you. So you have to struggle to find a center. We were speaking to Sandhya ma'am, the deputy director of NIS, and she did mention that they're taking it up and they are revising the OB centers.
All right.
As far as study centers are concerned, जो इसको AA या AI centers कहते हैं, no Fatima ma'am, sorry since you asked, they are not compulsory. 3rd and 5th are only to tell you that are you on the national framework. अगर होम स्कूलर है, मुझे पता ही नहीं कि मेरा बच्चा 3rd में क्या करना चाहिए, तो this gives you framework. They are not compulsory. I don't even recommend it. It's great to have it so you know where standards you set. And your certificate will help you if you are relocating or कोई और schools और आप apply कर रहे हो, because you need, schools want a UDICE number or some government approved certificate. So that's why it is good. Arif sir, AI centers are the study centers where a child will be. So let's say, just an example, if you're in Koramangala in Bangalore, they would have a school appointed, maybe mostly a Kendra Vidyalaya or Don Bosco as your study center. So when you go online in NIS website itself, you write study center, you write your area, and it'll give you a list of study centers.
Okay.
You pick up the study center which is closest to you in Bangalore. I live in Navi Mumbai, so my closest study center is either in Vashi, for those who are here, Father Egnal, or in Seawood, this is Don Bosco. Sir, there are study centers in Oman, in Dubai, in literally in Port Blair where I come from. in any part of the world where Indians exist, NIS पहुंच गया वहाँ. So
Right.
there we are.
Thank you. I'll go through that, Vishal.
Yes, I'll share the links with you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I think that ends our session. I believe that any question, please connect with me. You have, if you are not on the WhatsApp group, join the community WhatsApp group. You'll have Joyce ma'am's number, my number. Each one of us are available. We are here to develop the community as much as we're excited and eager to talk about what possibilities can happen if we join force. We have teachers, dedicated teachers to teach our children, and then we give them entrepreneurship, SDGs, public speaking. I mean, sky is the limit. शायद इसीलिए हमने अपने आप को स्पैरो कहा है, हम चिड़िया को उड़ना चाहते हैं. So Joyce ma'am, over to you. I think probably we can take it forward from there. Thank you everybody. Good night from my end.
So thank you, Dawood sir, on enlightenment on, or I would rather say, demystifying the myths and letting us all know the facts on homeschooling to all our parents. Thank you, parents, for joining us. It was indeed a pleasure to see you all here. See you all soon in the next webinar. Until then, bye bye. Take care.
So there we are. I think if you are just staying in the group, we'll share the WhatsApp group link. Probably just join the group link. You have more questions, you can reach out to us. I'll probably just share the screenshot. You can take a screenshot of the group that we have got. This is my number and email address. You can take a screenshot of this. And ideally, just join the WhatsApp community. It's an open community. Ask questions, share your ideas across, and hopefully we can take the conversation forward from there.
Dawood, could you share the WhatsApp link on the message group?
I'll just share. I just share. Probably I was just looking around. There's so many areas we got this. Okay, so those who are staying back for the link, I've shared the link of the WhatsApp homeschoolers community. It's an open link. Please share, questions, your ideas, your suggestions, also your feedback of today's session. And once again, all of you, thank you so much. Okay, Shazia Khan, ma'am. Yes, NIS students can very well write their NEET and IIT exams, ma'am. There is no doubt about it. In fact, one of the toppers of Tamil Nadu in IIT JEE was an NIS student. So ये बिल्कुल लिख सकते हैं. मुझे सिर्फ पेरेंट्स जब सवाल करते हैं, I always tell them, how old is your child? If your child is in grade 1, 2, 3, focus on the basics. अभी फोनिक्स और साइंस के फंडामेंटल्स और इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज में फोनिक्स फोकस कीजिए. 10th तक तो पता नहीं, 2 साल में कोविड ने दुनिया बदल दी. हमको नहीं मालूम बाय द टाइम योर चाइल्ड इज 13, 14 हाउ द वर्ल्ड वुड बी. बट will these exams exist? I don't even know that. But absolutely, they can write any competitive exam in the world. So on that note, we will end the session. Once again, thank you so much and good night. Yes, Shazia ma'am, you can connect with Shazia Vaid on the group and she can share that with you. So perfect.
Hello. 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 Hi.